everyone, welcome to the Captain Drone YouTube channel. My name is Steve and I am a drone pilot, and today I have an RC plane that's an EDF, electric ducted fan. In other words, it's a jet. So I'm out here today with this plane because I do get a lot of comments from viewers like you who ask, you know, I want to fly an EDF plane and I'm a beginner in flying RC planes. What's a really good one? So I just think back to when I started to fly RC planes, which wasn't that long ago, you know, about a year ago. And one of the first ones I had was this one. This is the F9F Panther. It's by Freewing. They do have a few versions out. You can get one that's yellowish, and you can get one that's 3S, and you can get one that's 4S. Now when I say 3S and 4S, that's the battery. So if you get one that's designed for a 3S battery, it goes pretty fast, but it's a lot tamer than the one that's designed for a 4S battery. So you decide when you go order one for yourself. Now you can't fly this with no experience. You have to know how to fly propeller planes before you fly this, because this has no landing gear, although you can order some landing gear. But yeah, you basically just throw it with your hand into the wind, start the motor, and fly it. So the key word there was throw it into the wind. Today there's no wind, so that's why I have my catapult system out. This is just going to pull it with a bungee cord, twing, throw it up in the air, and we'll get some flight. I put a little Insta360 camera on the front so you can see what it looks like. This is a very short flight. The reason I want to show it is because since I consider this very good for beginners, I want to show that it's one of those planes that when you turn off the throttle, it turns into a glider. So when you're flying, if something goes wrong, if you're a beginner, you just turn off the throttle, it will glide and you get it to go where you want it to go. Because if you leave the throttle on and it's upside down, well, that's going to fly into the ground. So turn the throttle off, reduce everything, and then get it back to orientation. So we're going to fly today. There's not much for surface area on here. Let me just see if I have the right switches on. So for surface area, you have, my hat cam should pick this up. You have ailerons here. Very tiny ailerons, nothing exciting. You have elevator in the back, very tiny, and you have no rudder. So turns I find on this are, you know, long, wide turns. They're not really tight turns on this thing. Anyways, let's go fly. And if you're wondering what all that noise is behind me, it's Sergio. He's flying his plane, and he's stopped flying it because I'm talking. All right, here we go. Plane going up, engine on a little bit, and there we go. All right, here we go. Plane going up. And there we go. All right, here we go. Plane going up. And there we go. All right, here we go. Plane going up. And there we go. All right, here we go. Plane going up. And there we go. Panther is up. Bring it around. And we'll bring it down for some nice low passes. There we go, coming right at me. Just want to show you what it sounds like. There she goes. Bring it around. Come on back again. I'm just doing a few of these passes, just so you can see how it goes. Very simple to fly, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut off the motor in 1 second. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, motor off. It's as quiet as can be. It's just gliding. I have to bring the nose down because it just wants to glide forever. So here it goes. No power, nothing. Look at that. And then full power. Oh, I'm on the grass. Oops. Well, that was not what I intended. I intended to lift off. Anyways, you get the drift. It's really good for beginners. This is why I'm not launching again. Look at the grass is so wet. It's just dripping. The water's dripping off the nose. The things I do for YouTube. And now for your viewing pleasure, I have the Panther 4S version. So what's the difference between the 3S and the 4S? Well, the 4S takes a 4S LiPo battery. So that means it has a different ESC inside, and it has a more powerful motor in the back. And that's pretty much it, other than the wings. When you assemble it, the wings are assembled a little bit differently. They have little bars that go through the wings just to put them in place and hold them in place a little bit better. You still have to glue everything together. It's not a very modern day expensive airplane where everything screws together. No, you're going to need some glue to put this one together. So if I take off the canopy, for those who are used to the 3S version, inside it's just slightly different. That's it. Now, I don't have my catapult with me today, but there is a little bit of a wind, so I'll just try tossing this one into the wind. These planes are extremely weird to throw. If there's some wind happening, I can't even get this on. What did I do wrong here? Oh, that's another thing too. They changed the hatch on this one here. This one's actually got a snap. That's why I can't get it on. The previous one is just magnetically held in place. This one's held on with a little clip, little hooky thing back here. Anyways, that's the weird thing with these planes on windy days. I say they're great for beginners, but they have no place to grip. You know, like it's very awkward to grip it. You're gripping it back here. So when you throw these planes, you have to put full throttle, and you have to not throw them straight. You must throw them up like this. And then the throttle will take place if there's some wind, and it will go. If there's no wind, it will do this. Let me just get back, because you might see this today, because not a lot of wind. You'll throw it, and it will do this. Yeah, sideways. Yeah, and then it's coming down. Oh well, let's go fly. All right, our plane's down here, and over there, there's a soccer practice going on, so I have to stay away from them. So I'll be flying the plane this way. I'll throw it this way, and bring it around over here. Here's the inside of the canopy, and the 4S battery that you stick in pretty much slides all the way to the front. And here we have the 4S battery I'm going to use in this plane. Now for 3S batteries, I use exactly the same battery, but instead of it saying 4S here, it says 3S. But I always use a 2200 milliamp hour LiPo battery for the power, and that will get me sufficient flight time. So on the 4S version, same idea for surface areas. You have ailerons and you have your elevator in the back. You have no rudder, and that's pretty much it. And you have a more powerful motor. Okay, when I hand launch these, it's very awkward. All the weight's in the front, so this might crash because there's not as much wind as I'd hope. So you have to take it back like this, and you have to throw it way up without crashing, and then grab your controls and steer it. If you're a beginner, that's all you have to do. But on a windy day, have the wind coming at your face. Right now, I don't know what happened. The wind just stopped. There's nothing happening here. All right, so motor on full. Motor on full, and throw it. So motor on full. Motor on full, and throw it. So motor on full. Motor on full, and throw it. There we go. That went totally sideways, not the way I wanted it to go, but it's flying. I'll bring it back here. And I'm going to slow it down. And I'm going to get it going in the opposite direction. Hang on a second. I'm going to slow it down here. Come at me.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
There we go. So you're probably wondering with the 4S version, what's the difference in flight characteristics? Well, honestly, the 4S version and the 3S version are extremely similar. I don't find the 4S to be massively more powerful than the 3S version. Yeah, I know that sounds weird. You would think it would be, but no, the way they designed it, I don't know. It's going over. What I'll do is I'll bring it over nice and slow, and then I'll just pump out the power so you can see. I'm gonna bring it back. Okay, I'm gonna put it on full throttle here. There she goes. Makes a beautiful sound. Back to me, diving down at the ground and coming down, try not to crash it into the ground. Let me just bring it over here. There we go, right at me here. And I'm gonna pump out full. There we go. The sound is probably better on the 4S because it can push more air, but I think overall it's pretty much the same.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Do I recommend the 3S or the 4S for a beginner? Well, I would say if you're a beginner, start with the 3S, and then, but if all you can find is the 4S version, I think you'll be okay there too. All right, let's bring it down nice and slow. I'll try not to crash it like I did the last one, but here we go. Just coming down, gliding past us. Full throttle, and there she goes. Way up there, baby. I love these for belly landing because the wet grass, they just slide along. So let me just bring it down, and we're coming down for a belly land. You do get, on the 3S, you get 5 minutes of flight, and on the 4S, you need a 4S battery, and you only get 4.5 minutes of flight time. Those are the numbers I've been getting flying this thing. There we go. I try not to hit my camera, and there we go. I try not to hit my camera, and I said try not to hit the camera, and it did it anyways. So that's it. That's the end of this video. It was just to answer the question that I get asked a lot. A lot of people are getting into RC planes for the first time from watching my videos of me since I just got into RC planes. And they asked me what was a really good EDF that's not too big, not too small, not too scary, easy to fly. It's not the best one, but it is a good one for the price. It doesn't cost a lot. and you can get it in the 3S version or the 4S version, and there's not a big difference in price between the two. The only big difference is going to be your batteries. 4S batteries cost much more than 3S batteries, so either one would be great. All right, guys, if you have questions on this plane, just post it below and I'll get back to you. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and I'll catch you in a future one. Till then, I say bye.